Hari Om, Bhagavad Gita, Chapter 11, Vishwarupa Darshan Yoga, Cosmic Form of Bhagwan Krishna, verse 54. In the last verse, Bhagwan Krishna said, Ye Arjuna, neither by study of Vedas, nor by observing tapas, nor by giving charities, nor by performing difficult sacrifices or rituals, anyone can see me. Impossible. This is what Bhagwan Krishna said in verse 53. Will that mean no one other than Arjuna can see Bhagwan Krishna? No, that is not Bhagwan Krishna what he intends to say. Bhagwan Krishna gives the answer. Verse 54. Bhaktya tvananyaya shakya agamevam vidorjuna Yatum drashtum cha tattvena pravetum cha parantava. Bhagavan says, Bhaktya ananyaya, by devotion to me alone and not by any other thing. Jnatum drashtum cha, I can be known and seen. Tattvena praveshtum, I can be entered into. He parantava, O scorcher of enemies. First, we have to see the meaning of the word parantapa. Bhagavan uses the word parantapa here. Finally, Jnatum drashtum cha tattvena pravetum cha parantapa. Who are our enemies? Scorcher of enemies. Bhagavan calls Arjuna as scorcher of enemies. Who are our enemies? Surely not the neighbor or the ones who are praying to other gods. They are not our enemies. The worst enemies of every individual is Kama and Krodha. Kama yesha, Krodha yesha. Bhagavan already said this in chapter 3, verse 37. Bhagavan in chapter 3, verse 37 said, Kama yesha, Krodha yesha, Rajoguna samudbhavaha, Mahashano mahapapma, Vidyena mihavairina. Bhagavan clearly said, Kama yesha, Krodha yesha, Rajoguna samudbhavaha, Mahashano mahapapma, Vidyena mihavairina. So, Bhagavan says the worst enemies of any individual is Kama and Krodha. They have to be destroyed first. Our desire to acquire, possess and enjoy the worldly things and the anger arising out of non-fulfillment of those desires will take everyone far away from Bhagwan Krishna. So the first thing, first and foremost, even though it has been said as last word, the first and foremost is Kama yesha, Krodha yesha. These two have to be destroyed. Bhagavan in the last verse said, one cannot reach me by studying Vedas, by doing tapas, by giving charities, or by worshipping. Then what is the way to reach Bhagavan Krishna? Bhagavan Krishna says, Bhaktya tvananyaya shakya. Bhaktya tvananyaya shakya agamevam vidorjuna. Bhaktya tvananyaya, ananya bhakti. That is single pointed devotion to me. Undivided bhakti. This was already insisted by Bhagavan Krishna in chapter 8, verse 22. Purushassa param partha bhaktya labhyastvananyaya yasyantastani bhutani yena sarvamidam tatam. There already Bhagavan said, Purushassa paraf partha bhaktya labhyastvananyaya. There also Bhagavan said in chapter 8, verse 22, only by bhakti anyone can reach me, not by other methods. So, we have already seen while seeing that verse, chapter 8, verse 22, five different types of bhaktis given by Adi Shankara and quoted by Paramacharya. One is, I'm not going to explain all those things, only simply I will touch upon and then move. One is Aringil seed. I don't know what this type of seed. This seed, by some natural force or attraction, it goes and attaches itself to the mother tree. So, first example given by Adi Shankara is Aringil seed. Second is needle and magnet. So, when the needle comes within the range of the magnetic power, automatically it gets attracted. So, second is needle and magnet. Third is chaste woman, chaste wife. That is, suppose you assume a girl gets married to her husband, extremely polite fellow, extremely good character, good earning, beautiful looking personality, and very humble. Whenever he sees his father-in-law and mother-in-law, immediately falls at the feet and never hurts his wife. Any time he will not hurt his wife, whatever it is. Even if there is no salt in the food, he will say, "No, no, don't worry, my BP will decrease." That kind of a person. Married 15, 20 days over, he takes his box and says, "Now I am going to my, my work at Kuwait or Dubai. I am going." How that girl will feel? This is Viraha Bhakti. That kind of attraction one will have towards Bhagwan Krishna. That is another example given by Adi Shankara. Then fourth one is some plants they cannot stand on its own. You can see somebody will put a stick and the plants will be going around that stick. So that kind of a bhakti. The fifth one is important, river and ocean. In all the other things, the individuality is retained. The seed is separate, tree is separate, needle is separate, magnet is separate. The wife is separate, husband is separate, plant is separate, stick is separate. But the fifth one, river and ocean. The river, when it reaches the ocean, it loses its identity completely. So that kind of a bhakti. Then once the river merges with the ocean, nobody can say this part is river, that part is ocean. No, there is no separate identity. Identity is completely lost. That is entering. I think the best example of Ananya Bhakti is Hanumanji. We cannot quote anybody else for Ananya Bhakti. Hanumanji can open his heart and show the world, Bhagavan Rama is in my heart. Needless to say, if we open our heart, I need not have to say what will happen, what will be there inside. All scrap will be there. Each one can see his heart, even though he cannot open his heart physically. But we all know what is there inside our heart. Fortunately, others cannot see. Otherwise, the entire world will become a hell. With that, I will stop. The heartbeat sound for all human beings is lub dub. If you go to a doctor, what is the sound of heartbeat? You write in words, he will write lub dub. But for Hanumanji, it is Ram Ram. Ram 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 Ram. That is the way the heart beats for Hanumanji. Bhagwan Krishna says that kind of Ananya Bhakta is required to reach him. Otherwise, you read Vedas, you do whatever tapas you want, you daily do 1008 Archana for Bhagwan Krishna, you cannot reach. Ananya Bhakti is important. Swami Dayananda Saraswati says, Ananya Bhakti should not lead one to fanaticism, like in some religions. In some religions, they say, my God is the only God. If you say, no, no, Bhagwan Krishna is also a God, Bhagwan Rama is also a God, they will cut off your head. Because they cannot accept any other thing as anybody else as God. Same type of fanaticism should not come. Bhagavan Krishna is the only God and there is no other God. If somebody says that, then I am sorry to say he has not understood Bhagavad Gita at all, or he has completely misunderstood it. Bhagwan Krishna, by showing his cosmic form, already showed that all gods are different forms of mind. You choose any form you want, whichever form you want to pray, or formless, but have Ananya Bhakti. Another important point is creation is not different from the creator. This is also extremely important. Creation is not different from the creator. You cannot kill the creation and say I have bhakti towards Bhagavan Krishna. Bhagavan Krishna himself is in the form of the creation. Hence, the love towards Bhagavan Krishna should reflect by showing love towards all his creations. This is also very, very important. None is excluded. Kanchi Paramacharya says, even if a terrorist is to be punished, he has to be punished with love. This will be surprising, intriguing, and confusing. Because he says even a terrorist should be killed with love or punished with love. Acharya says that a terrorist needs to be punished. There cannot be any second thought or second opinion on this. Because a king, as a king, he has to protect his people. So he has to punish the terrorists. But this should be done with love. This is not done because the king hates the terrorists, but because he is punished because the other innocent people should not die. That is why the terrorist is punished. Punishment is not because of the hatred towards the terrorist, but because of the love towards the innocent people. Further, Acharya says, by punishing the terrorist is prevented from committing further heinous crimes. This is in respect of all, whether he is a thief, whether he is anybody. If you are putting him in jail, it is not that you are protecting the innocents. Second, you are also preventing that fellow from committing any other crime. So his papa gets reduced. So it is all done with love only. That is what Acharya says. There is no personal hatred, personal enmity. That is why I want to punish this fellow. It is not that way. That is what Acharya says. World is a mirror. We all know this. What you sow, so shall you reap. You cannot plant a bitter god and expect a sweet mango out of it. If you smile even at a stranger, you get back smile. Similarly, if you give love, natural effect is love returns multifold. Then Swami Chinmayananda quotes Adi Sankara here, who says, within quote, no doubt of the means available for liberating ourselves. The most substantial hardware is bhakti. And identifying ourselves with the self is bhakti. Because it is said by Adi Shankara, again I am saying this, within quote, no doubt of the means available for liberating ourselves, the most substantial hardware is bhakti. And identifying ourselves with the self is bhakti. This is what Adi Shankara said. Swami Chinmayananda says, identification is the truest measure of love. A devotee forgets his own separate existence and identifies himself with his beloved. That is Bhagwan Krishna in this case. This is divine love. Like the river entering ocean. Once the river enters the ocean, it completely merges. That is the way the Bhakta merges with the Bhagwan. Swami Chinmayananda beautifully brings out three stages in realization of truth in this verse. That is Bhagwan Krishna. One is to know. Second is to see. Third is to enter. Very, very extremely beautiful. It's like nectar. So please listen carefully. To know, to see, and to enter. That is what the second sentence says. Jnatum drashtum cha tattvena praveshtum cha. Jnatum drashtum Pravesh. So three words are used by Bhagavan: to know, to see, and to enter. To know means a seeker first by reading Vedas, Ramayana, Mahabharata, Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, or hearing them from a seeker, whatever religious books. He reads and now he comes to know what is his goal and path in the life. What is the goal of his life and the path to be followed to reach that goal. He comes to know. First to know, Jnatum. Second, to see, Drashtum. That is, the seeker then reflects upon what he read or what he heard. Example I could think of in this case is, I could think of cow. If you see, it eats everything. Whatever is on the road or the grass, everything it will eat. Then if you see, after some time in the afternoon, it will sit in a place and then it will bring out what it has eaten and then slowly chews and then again it digests it. In the same way, the seeker reads whatever he has read, whatever he has heard. He tries to understand, reflects upon it. That is drashtu. He is seeing it. Then pravesh, enter. Pravesh means the seeker now discriminates false from the truth. That is sat asat discrimination. Whatever is asat, he is not interested. The worldly objects, all the worldly objects are asat. He is not interested. Whatever is sat, he tries to reach there. Finally, Swami Chinmayananda says, the seeker himself becomes the sought. Like the river becomes the ocean, the seeker becomes the sought. He also gives another example as the dreamer is the waker on waking up. We are all dreaming now. The moment you get up, there is no difference between the dreamer and the waker. Both are the same person. This is the highest level. For example, we also say Graha Pravesh. When you buy a new house, you happily enter that house after performing puja. Whatever puja you want to do, you do that and then enter the house. What is the most happiest place and actually our true home? It is Paramdhama, that is Bhagwan Krishna. Once a seeker knows and understands that Bhagwan Krishna is everything, he happily enters that state and lives in that state. On Ananya Bhakti, there are so many information that can be said, which is there. Every book, if I take lot of pages written on Ananya Bhakti. I want to quote Swami Vivekananda and finish this verse here. Swami Vivekananda quotes a Sanskrit verse and says, within quote, knowing that Hari, the Lord, is in every being, the wise have thus to manifest unswerving love towards all beings. Close quote. So you understand, Hari is there in every being, every plant, every animal, every insect, and even the non-living things. Hari is there everywhere. Then you start loving all the beings. It is not limited to only human beings. Even animals you start living. As a result of this kind of intense, all-absorbing love, comes the feeling of perfect self-surrender. The conviction that nothing happens is against us. The Bhakta welcomes pleasure and pain equally. The perfected Bhakta's idea must be never to will and work for himself. This is important. Swami Vivekananda says, the perfected Bhakta's idea must be never to will and work for himself. He prays to Bhagwan Krishna. He says, Lord, I am changing it to Krishna. He prays to Bhagwan Krishna. Hare Krishna, they build high temples in your name. They make large gifts in your name. I am extremely poor. I have nothing. So I take this body given by you and place it at your feet. Please do not give me up. This is the prayer proceeding from the depth of the Bhakta's heart. I have pulled out certain sentences from Swami Vivekananda's books and then I have quoted it. So if it is not cogent, may Swami Vivekananda and his disciples pardon me. So verse 54 again.
भक्त्या त्वनन्यया शक्यम् अगमेवं विदोऽर्जुन ज्ञातुं द्रष्टुं च तत्त्वेन प्रवेष्टुं च परन्तप.
Next verse, that is the last verse, we will see tomorrow. Last verse for this chapter, we will see tomorrow. Arihom Sarvam Krishnarpanamastu.
Narayana 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 Narayana